same fashion files, you know you drive me wild. I want you to walk straight pose, you know your style is gold. I want you to walk straight pose, you know your style is gold. I want you to walk straight pose, you know your style is gold. Catch me if you can, let's dance to the runway. We can take these raps all the
Welcome
way
back to Fashion Files with Karis Reneé. I'm your host, Karis Reneé, and I'm so happy to have you with us today. I am so excited about this episode today. This is another guest episode. Today we have my girl Jessica George. I can't wait to introduce you guys to her, and so that we can get to learn a little bit about who she is, what her background is, and what she does in the industry. So welcome, Jessica.
Hey.
How are you?
I am doing well. Thanks for having me on the show. I appreciate
Thanks for being here.
Yes,
I'm so excited. Okay, so let's jump right in and let's tell the people what it is that you do. I know a little bit, but I'm super excited. As y'all know I love to have organic conversations. So this is going to be super organic. I know a little bit, but I don't know a lot. So we're going to learn together. So what is it that you do in the industry?
So I am a high heel shoe designer. It's up and coming. So it's a startup business.
Okay.
I started about 12 years ago with designing the shoes, but my story begins way back when I grew up in the Bronx and my grandma being a seamstress. So but
yes,
yeah, that's where I am right now.
Okay, cool. So shout out to all our New Yorkers. I know we got some Bronx girlies out there. Y'all gonna be real happy. And speaking of, in honor of that, I wore one of my fits from New York Fashion Week that I wore a couple seasons ago that was also featured in Watching New York. If you guys know who that is on Instagram, Johnny, he featured this look on in his book, actually, which you can find on Amazon. You can also find him on Instagram. So make sure you follow him. I know y'all know him. He is a famous street photographer, and he is all up and down those New York streets. So yeah, shout out to New York. I love New York, and so yes. All right, so let's talk a little bit about your upbringing. I know you've told me before about being a seamstress, and so I didn't know that you also were raised by somebody who was a seamstress. So tell me a little more about that.
So my great grandmother, Doris Seymour, she was a seamstress in the projects in the Bronx.
Okay.
Yeah, making dresses for the women in the community. And
I love that.
I was 7 at the time, and she taught me how to sew. And the first outfit I created was for my baby sister, which was a pair of overalls and a turtleneck shirt. From there, I started designing clothes for my Barbie dolls. And it just spiraled up into going, drawing, painting, designing. And then high school came and I had to audition for at FIT, LaGuardia, graphic arts. I ended up going to graphic arts high school, so that's how I learned the other things like making websites and logos and stuff. So then I moved to North Carolina, but for the most part I have been making clothes in high school, designing handbags, making drapes, furniture, upholsteries, and things like that.
Yep, as creatives, we always get dibble and dabble in all different things. I love when I have these conversations and we kind of see where we cross paths, because we have a lot of things in common when it comes to that. Like I've talked about in previous episodes how my aunt is also a seamstress, and so I was super inspired by her. And then I also study graphic design. I have a degree in graphic design from A&T Aggie Pride. Y'all know I'm always shout it out if I get an opportunity every time. And so I love that we have kind of some of those similarities there.
Yes, ma'am.
So tell me a little bit about so you went to graphic arts school, and that was high school, right?
Right.
Okay, and so you said you had to audition for FIT and LaGuardia. Tell me a little bit about that. And did you attend a fashion school, like for college or anything, or university?
Yeah. So with the auditions for FIT, LaGuardia, and graphic arts, I didn't get accepted. I really wanted to go to FIT. I just knew I was going to be a dress designer, going into fashion weeks and things like that. But that didn't happen. God's plan was for me to go into graphic arts. And so the auditioning plan for that was, I don't know how vulnerable I could get. So
you can get as vulnerable as you like.
Being from the Bronx, my mother, she was a single mom when I was in high school, and the art supplies she couldn't get for me. And so my middle school teacher helped me create these enormous portfolios, and this was mixed media stuff that I took with me, skinny little me, on the train traveling to all these different
that.
schools from the Bronx to Manhattan to audition. And so it gave me the opportunity to leave the Bronx and see something different. And so I ended up in Manhattan and was going to school for graphic arts. I then moved to North Carolina, went to school for business at Wake Tech, and then I did a little bit of fashion at Meredith College before I started having children. Yeah.
See, another crossover, because I also, like I said, I was into fashion at that time as well. And, you know, when I was in high school and stuff like that, but I was also really heavy into graphic design at the time. So I was looking at graphic design schools and fashion schools. And at that time, there weren't a lot of fashion schools, especially locally. I was going to have to go to New York, go to LA, even go to Atlanta. I had considered SCAD, but at that time, I wasn't ready to leave. And as a little Southern girl, I didn't know a lot about like FIT and all of the Parsons, all of the big fashion schools in New York. And I clearly was not ready to be going up there at that time. So Meredith was the only school that we really had here for fashion. And I applied and I got into Meredith as well. But my dad didn't think that it would have been smart at that time for me to go to an all-girls school. And he was probably right. So my fashion story started later.
Yeah, and it's okay as long as you get in it and you
Absolutely.
continue. Yeah.
But I love that you were exposed to different things because you were able to get outside of your community, because a lot of times that's what it is. A lot of times we only know what is right there and what we see, and there's so much more to explore and so much more opportunity outside of our small communities. So that's amazing that you were able to even get that. I can only imagine you being on the train with
my mother fought hard for us to get out of that.
I love that. Let's get into how you even got into shoe design.
Okay, so all my life I've been drawing, and it's always just been I can draw.
I love that because I can't, and I need somebody that can. So
we already had that conversation.
We did.
So I always could just draw and was really good at it. And you know, if you go back to high school and middle school, we're drawing Sailor Moon and Dragon Ball Z. And then my father was a big gamer with my brothers. And so I was drawing all the characters and dark stalkers and things like that. So drawing shoes, and then so the fashion, the clothing. I started working at Time Warner Cable. And I was in their collections department. And I just had this idea, which I still haven't really seen in the market. I think one designer, she's new in New York that's doing it now, but it's completely different from what I saw. But I wanted a shoe that I hate purses. Even though I design them and make them, I hate carrying them. Right. And so I just, so like right now, all my life is in my phone like this. So I wanted a shoe that I could put my money, my card and things like that in. And
you're a New York girl, so that also makes sense. Like y'all live the fast life. That's what you were used to.
Right. So I just started drawing shoes, and the next thing I know, I was just designing a lot of shoes. And I met a girl actually named Sean. She has a fitness clothing line in Charlotte called Flessums, I believe is how you pronounce that.
Okay.
And so me and her, we used to just draw and design. And one day I was like, I wonder if I can make this real. There's a lot of shoe designers. Why can I not have my own shoe?
Why not? Right.
So that was back in 2012 when your MLQs had to be $500.
Yeah.
That was very, very expensive. And the answer was no, I could not do it. So now fast forward to today, you can get as little as $50.
And so now for our people watching, explain it in what an MLQ is.
It's a minimum order quantity.
Okay.
So what that means is for the manufacturer to even produce anything, you have to pay them for their minimum requirements. So back in 2010, 12, it was 500 times however much. So if the shoe costs $50 to make, times 500, that was way too much money for me to have for inventory.
Right.
And then I don't think social media was that big back then for marketing. And it was like, how was I going to do this then? And I was a new mom, and it was just not happening. So fast forward now, a lot of these places do 50 to 100, but you have to really make sure that the people you are finding are providing you the quality that you want.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of work.
And the process. And I know because I've done a little bit of it with, something that I've been working on, but I'm not going to announce it right now. And the process has been so difficult. Like, just
Yeah.
like getting the prototypes done and going through that process and trying to work with your manufacturer, especially if they're overseas, and
Right.
the communication and going back and forth. It's so much, and it's so much work, and it takes so much time
Right.
that people don't even understand. And I know you have that experience with Dylan. And so talk a little bit more about that too, and just like
Okay.
your experience, because once you decided to start drawing shoes, and you saw you had this design in your mind that you felt like wasn't out there in the market, like what did you do next? Like, because I know that you have worked with wholesalers and stuff like that, and you have some prototypes, which we'll get into later. But like, kind of talk about that experience and that process for you.
So back then it was Yellow Pages and Google. Now there's a company that I wanted to work with, but they wanted you to have $50,000 just to start. And I just didn't have that at the time. So,
because most of us don't.
Right.
Like,
so in the
what?
era of social media, I was like, well, who are they following?
Right.
Because you have Alibaba and AliExpress, and then you're paying hundreds and thousands of dollars to get prototype after prototype after prototype. And they're posting pictures of similar items. So it's like, who actually has the quality? You don't know until you pay. So I decided to see who this company that I wanted to work with is following. And they're based in New York, and they're following their own manufacturers. So that was like,
That's
God opening. Listen, God. That's a little tip, y'all. God was opening the door for me, and I started to see. I wanted to deal with Italians, because most of the shoes that I have and the shoes that my mom has. Because I haven't even told y'all about the fashionista my mother is.
Oh, I can't wait to hear.
But they were all Italian-made shoes. But I knew with my budget and being a single mom right now, I need to go, towards the Asian market. And so my shoes are being made in Hong Kong, but they're following this person, and the quality is there, as y'all can see.
Yes. So since you showed them, let's go ahead and get into it. And no, it's fine. Let's talk about your prototype. We can come back. We can jump around.
Okay.
So let's talk about, because the shoes that she have on, y'all. Listen, I want a pair. I wish she would have provided me a pair. I had to just do my own thing today, but it's okay. She's the moment. So let's focus on her. So let's talk about them. So is this part of, before we even jump to that, because I feel like I know that you had some shoes prior to, so I'm sure this isn't where we started. This is where we are right now.
Right.
So let's talk about where we started and then come to where we are right now.
Okay, so I have a vault of designs that I have created over the last 12 years.
I love that.
So what jump-started me from drawing them and them just being artwork to actually making it happen now in the last 2-3 years is my children.
Okay.
And so they are very, very smart, but they're also very creative. And there's this game called Minecraft.
Yes.
I'm sure everybody knows about it. And I don't know if it's Minecraft that makes my kids talented or if my kids actually have talent, but they're designing homes on Minecraft. And I'm just like, you guys never been to California. How do you know how to make a house that looks like a multi-million-dollar home in California?
Wow.
And so when I see this, I'm like, how can I tell them you could do anything you want or be anything you want if I'm sitting on my own talents and my own passions? So the drive behind this is two things. It's one, to show my children, if you draw it, if you think it, if you believe it, it can be possible and it's true. If you have to have faith and work hard. Yeah. And then the second thing is I had to get this thing out the mud. So for all the resilient women who want to give up or who have been through some things, this is to show like, hey, I've been through it all. And we don't have time today for that story, but I've been through it and I'm still pursuing my dreams and my goals and I still have faith.
Absolutely. And I resonate with that so much, because same here, sis. So it's like, more power to you. And you're going to get it done. Okay, so let's talk about your first shoe and your shoe now, because like I said, those prototypes is a thing, and where you start versus where you really want to be, and then versus where you end, it's like so completely different.
So the first shoe, so initially this shoe, I don't know if they're on camera, is it looking now or not? But when I first drew the shoe, this was supposed to be a piece of leather that was like a turquoise. When I redrew it, I was like, dang, that'd be sexy if the flesh was showing through. So I removed that and I sent it to the one lady. I don't know if I can say brand names on here, but it was like a rainbow quality. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. So I was like, no, this is not it. And so, and I gave her another shoe that is actually like a peekaboo toe that have straps coming this way that was supposed to pair with this one. That one, it was a flop, and I just was like, okay, this may not be, maybe it's me as a designer or them understanding me.
Yeah.
Because that's the other thing that you work with when you're doing things overseas is that the language barriers.
Translation, yeah.
So
It's definitely a block. I've definitely experienced that myself too. And it's
Yeah.
like, I'm showing you this, and I'm a visual person, so I'm like, no, like this, like get it like
Right,
this. And like
right.
you said, the prototypes are already expensive, so you don't want to keep having to make them
Right.
over and over. It's like, no, can you please get it right at the
Right.
manufacturer, at the warehouse before I even get it? Because I already know that's not right. I don't want to get it
Right.
like that.
right. And so this manufacturer I found spying on the
industry secret. Industry secret.
He's pretty dope, and he works with a lot of higher end designers.
that.
This is a prototype that I can actually walk around in and show people, and it's not like I need to tweak this. I mean, there's tweaks, but
Right.
he understood that I'm limited. I'm a single mom, and I work, and I gotta go home and take care of kids. My drawings, my tech pack, I actually didn't even have to do a tech pack or sketch pack.
Oh yes,
I didn't have
done,
to.
Yeah,
I didn't have to
now
do
that's
that.
amazing. You
because
didn't have
I
a
can
tech
draw. Yes.
You know I had to hire somebody to do mine.
Yeah,
'cause
no, I got you next time, but I promise you. So,
I love that for me.
So I can draw, and I just sent him images of the shoes that I have at home that are my favorite designers, and how I want the insoles to be and the height, because I love high heel shoes.
Yes.
And he made it in such a way where, because I told him I have to take photos, I have to make this work for marketing. I can't keep going back and forth, back and forth.
Yes.
So this is what we got from that conversation.
I
And
love
then
that.
the other shoe, you'll see it.
I love that. That's so beautiful. Okay, so let's take a pause into your story. But I also, since you specifically just called this out, let's talk about some of your favorite designers. I also want to talk about some of my favorite designers, and I'm going to show you some of my shoes from my favorite designers. But let's
Okay.
talk about some of yours.
So I like Giuseppe. I
Okay.
like Sephora
that
Webster.
makes sense.
I love Sephora Webster. I like Jessica Simpson, believe it or not. A lot of my favorite
Yes.
working high heel shoes come from Jessica. And then I'll also wear Steve Madden. So I have a range of shoes that I'm going through, but those are my top.
All right, so let's talk about some of my favorite designers. I also love Sophia Webster. She was actually going to be the first person I said.
Oh, nice.
The butterfly and
Yeah.
just the inspire. I haven't been able to have land me a pair of Sophia Websters yet. They are coming soon, but she is literally my favorite shoe designer. It's so whimsical and playful, and
Love that.
it's super girly, and I love her. I follow all of her, and her marketing eats down. Okay, I used to love, like, when Snapchat was like, I know Snapchat is coming back now, but like when it was first out, like she used to do this marketing on Snapchat, and I loved it. She also shows, because she can draw too, and so she also shows her designs of how she designs her shoes, and then you'll like see it from like ideation to creation, and I love that.
Nice. Okay.
So yeah, so she's one of my faves. Also, one of my favorite designers just in general, Kurt Geiger. So this is a pair of one of my Kurt Geiger shoes. I feel like you would love this because they're kind of strappy.
Yeah.
I haven't even worn these yet, but I love Kurt Geiger. Their bags, their shoes. I have also this shoe in a platform version.
Wow.
But I can't wait to wear this shoe. But I just love the colors, of course, because y'all know I'm a boat girly and I love my colors. So I love the colors and just like it's not for everybody. Everybody's not gonna wear this shoe, but me, I love it.
Is that Jennifer?
It's not.
Okay.
I actually don't have any, but I do like her shoes too.
Talking about
You
Jennifer.
said some good
Jennifer Lee.
ones.
I love me some Jennifer Lee.
So we talked about, like, you love Jessica Simpson. I love Jessica Simpson as well, but I love Azalea Wang.
Nice.
Azalea Wang shoes, like, I have so many. I just pulled this one because I love these because, of course, it's sparkles, and y'all know
Yeah.
sparkles is my favorite color. But Azalea Wang is another one of my shoe designers that I love, like boots, heels, sandals, like, they do it all, but they don't do it wrong. Like, everything that they do is right. I don't think they are exclusive to Akira, but they are one of their main shoe designers on Akira. So if y'all want to go find Azalea Wang, that's where you can find them. So these are actually really special to me, and she actually doesn't even really make these anymore, but her name is Taylor Reeves, and this is the brand Taylor Says. And I love these shoes. These are my Queen of Hearts shoes. And what's so special about them is she takes the idea of like red bottoms, and she's an artist. And so she has these beautiful designed pieces on the bottom of her shoes. She's a painter, so I think she does more like artwork now. And so she does some street style like shoes. So she doesn't really do heels like that anymore.
Okay.
But when she was really popping, I loved her. And it's Taylor Says. And so like these are some of my shoes that is just like a part of my collection. I wish she would come back out and start making these again. Taylor, what's up, girl? Like, let's get back to it. Okay. And last but not least, I am not yet, but I hope to one day also follow in your footsteps and be a shoe designer. That is a future goal of mine. And these are some shoes that I designed myself.
Nice.
And so I love them, and makes me super inspired. I love doing DIY things. And so these are something that is also a part of my collection that I'm super proud of. And it also just inspires me to, like I said, follow in your footsteps. So girl,
Nice.
I'm rooting for you. I'm looking for to see everything that you do, and I will be knocking on your door when
Yes,
I'm like, hey girl, what do I do?
Right.
All right, so
Beautiful.
let's play a game really quick. Like, let's test your little knowledge of shoes.
I
Both
don't
of
know a
both of
lot.
our knowledge. It's okay. We're gonna find and learn out together. Okay. All right. So this game is called Fact or Cap.
Flame fashion files, you know you drive me wild.
So I'm gonna give you a fact, and they're all shoe related, and you're gonna tell me if it's fact or cap. And for those of y'all, I know y'all know what cap mean, but fact or fiction, but cap, we using that instead. You ready?
Yes.
Okay, so Jimmy Choo originally started as a bespoke shoemaker in London.
Oh,
Fact or cap?
Lord. Fact.
Fact! Okay, so Jimmy Choo, a Malaysian-born designer, first made a name for himself as a bespoke shoemaker in East London in the 1980s. He became well known for his handmade, custom-designed shoes. I like Jimmy Choo's. How you feel about Jimmy Choo's?
I have not worn a pair of his shoes.
I haven't either, but
I've
I
heard
like to
that they're
look at
great working shoes, like
Really?
to go to work in, to
Okay.
run in. I know a lot of us don't run in shoes, but
I
like a
used to
good
run in heels.
heel. That's what I'm saying. Like I like not like, but I can run
Right.
in heels if I need to.
If I
And-
need to, too.
yeah,
Absolutely.
So I heard that they're good quality shoes.
Okay, cool. All right, so next one. The stiletto heel was invented by Gucci in the 1950s. Cap. Okay, so the stiletto heel is often credited to French designer Roger Vivier, who created it in collaboration with Christian Dior in the early 1950s. Gucci did not invent the stiletto, but contribute to its later popularity.
Okay.
All right. Doc Martens were originally made as gardening shoes.
I want to say fact.
Fact. It is a fact. The original Doc Marten boot was designed by German doctor Klaus Martin in 1945 with air-cushioned soles to aid his recovery from a skiing accident. They were indeed popular for gardening and work due to their comfort and durability. I love Docs, okay?
Nice.
Erica loves Docs too, y'all. Okay. Christian Louboutin patented the red sole in the 1990s.
I heard about some controversy with that because, like, how do you patent a color? But I can't remember. I want to say cap.
Actually, fact.
Okay.
Christian Louboutin, I didn't know this either, though. Christian Louboutin began using red lacquered soles in 1993. I didn't even know it was that soon. And in 2008, he filed for a trademark, which he successfully obtained, protecting his iconic red sole design. Wow, 1993, that seems so... I thought that was going on way longer than that, so...
Yeah, because I feel like there was something more recent, because people are still fabricating shoes with red bottoms. So it's like, is it the color number that, in graphic arts with the...
Yeah, it's probably,
right.
It's probably the
What number is
Pantone
he?
color.
Right.
Right. That's his. Y'all can't use that
You can't
red.
use that color.
Right. Okay, so last one. Sneakers were first invented as a high fashion item.
Huh. Cap.
Sneakers were initially designed for athletic use and casual comfort, especially in the late 19th and early 20th century, long before becoming a high fashion item. Yeah, and we not sneaker girlies, we heel girlies. So
Yes, we are.
we wouldn't really know about that anyway, so we don't care about that. Okay, all right. So let's get back into your story. Okay, so let's talk about where you are now with your shoe designs and what else you got, because I feel like you hiding some things behind there. So like, let's talk about what you're doing now, what you have upcoming, and anything you want to share.
So what I'm working on now is getting the prototypes and 2 more colors.
Okay.
Relaunching my website because I did do a pre-sale last year to test the market, made some sales.
Oh yeah.
And not quite where I wanted to be, so I know I need more marketing help with that. And hoping to relaunch the pre-sale again for this upcoming 2025 spring. Yeah, have another color for this one and 2 colors for the one I'm going to show you.
Okay, let's see them. I'm ready.
Okay.
I'm ready. I'm excited.
Okay. So with prototypes, you don't get your proper packaging quite yet.
Right.
So this is how I wanted you to see it firsthand.
Yes.
This is how it comes.
Okay.
But these are them.
Ooh, just getting
The inspiration behind this
my
shoe
God.
was, Elaine Welteroth.
I love Elaine.
Yes. So she has this. She was featured on Masterclass.
Yes.
And I took it, and she was wearing a suit. And it was her jacket had the feathers on
I
the
know
sleeves.
exactly what you're talking
So
about.
while I was watching her and getting inspiration, I drew the
Inspiration
shoe.
comes from anywhere. I love that.
So
oh
I
my
did
God,
the
those
top
are
stitching.
beautiful.
I think I might change my name to be embossed in it
Ooh.
versus just the laminate because I feel like when we sweat, the color will fade off eventually.
Okay, and we didn't talk about that. So is your collection, is it your namesake?
Yes.
I love that.
So Jessica George, my son named the ones that I'm wearing now. These are Kitana, and this is named after my daughter Emma.
Oh,
And I
I
think it's
love
kinda
that.
flirty
Oh,
and
and it's a super
summer-like.
pointy
Yeah.
toe. I love the gold heel. I love
you.
how the heel comes up at the top.
you.
And I love ostrich feathers. I love ostrich
thank you,
feathers,
thank you.
fur, like all of that. It's so, and the color is beautiful.
like
You
to see
patented
it?
that color?
The pink. Listen, I'm thinking about it. We'll see.
Oh my God. This is beautiful. I'm so happy to see this. I can't wait. Yeah, you know I would wear these.
Yes.
You know I would wear these. Oh my
Thank
gosh,
you.
they are beautiful. And yeah, this being embossed would be beautiful.
Thank you, thank you.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait. Okay. That blue is gorgeous.
Thank you.
Okay, so I'm so excited. Okay, so tell me a little bit more about like what you're trying to do next year. And I know you say relaunching a website, you're going to host a sale. Like, what is kind of the steps and where are you at now in the process?
So now in the process, I am going back and forth with the manufacturer on this light cream color that I want to work with, and I'm getting that fine tuned, and then getting the prototypes back, photo shoots for the social media content and for the website, and then launching it. I want to say around March, April.
That's
so
soon.
that right, yeah, so that I
love
can
that.
get the pre-orders in.
Is this an exclusive as far as we finding out first?
Yes.
Yes.
You guys, yes.
I love that.
I looked you
Okay.
back.
I love that for us.
Yes.
Okay, so y'all heard it here first. Jessica George, she's going to be launching at the top of the year, hopefully in the first quarter. So look out for that.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. I'm so excited for you.
Thank
I
you.
cannot wait. I love these shoes. As y'all know, I am a heel girly. So to find somebody that loves heels just as much as I do, and not only love them, but create them, I love it. Like, this is so beautiful. I cannot wait to see. Okay, so what else do you want to tell us about that?
I'm prayerful that things will be successful.
They will be.
With my business, I do want to give back, especially to Raleigh. Like I said, being a single mom, there's a lot of resources here for a person like me, and how they've helped me get to where I am. And so I want to pour back into my community here, and help other women and single moms, or even single dads, just the people who resonate with my story of resilience and getting push through. I want to give back to that here in Wake County.
Okay.
So that's the big picture for all of this. Hopefully prayerfully this will be where it needs to be so that I can help other people.
Absolutely. And then what about our roots? Like, do we have any ideas on that? Like, are we going to try to show a fashion week? Like, what are we going to do with that? Like,
I didn't get that far yet.
Okay.
I really haven't. I'm just excited to just show that it was on paper.
Yes.
And I can touch it. My children saw it on paper and they can touch it.
I love
and
that.
So that's where I am.
No, people are going to run for these. They are going to love them. They are so beautiful, beautifully made, and like you said, the quality is there.
Thank you.
I wanted to talk about our shirt. So we have this beautiful new shirt. It says Fashion Files with our logo on the front, and the back has this beautiful design that says, sometimes you're the trend, and sometimes you're the classic that never fades. And so we are going to be doing a giveaway to 10 lucky winners, and all you have to do is subscribe, of course, to us on YouTube, to Fashion Files, and follow us on all of our platforms, I Love Flame, and our new Instagram page, Flame Fashion Files, and tag a friend. And then you can enter to win the shirt. Well, like I said, we'll have 10 lucky giveaways, and good luck.
Okay, let's play one little game before we get out of here. One more game. All right, this is going to be like our rapid fire game, but shoe edition. So this is called This or That.
Flame Fashion Files, you know you drive me wild.
I'm going to give you two options, and you tell me which one that you would choose out of the two, okay?
Okay.
All right, Kitten Hill or Stiletto?
Stiletto.
All day,
Yeah.
every day. Okay, high top sneaker or low top sneaker?
Ooh, depends. Oh gosh, that's I'm gonna say high top.
Because you got to walk those New York blocks, so like at some point, sneakers. Okay, you said high top. I'm definitely would go low top. But I think it's also because I'm a short girl.
Yeah,
So
see,
you
because
got
when I
some height on
remember
you.
wearing sneakers in the Bronx, I was wearing the Velcro V-line. Like, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So I always wore high tops. I do
And that
remember
went
that.
over?
Yeah.
That's hilarious. Okay, pointed toe or round toe? All day.
Yes,
Okay. Open toe or closed toe?
Open toe. I'm okay
Open
with
toe.
that.
I
yeah.
hate closed toe. My toes need to breathe. Okay. Now, because I had such a disarray on TikTok because of this comment that I made about one of the trends that I hate the most, I want to know your thoughts behind it.
Okay.
So, tabbies or ballet flats?
You know, I honestly don't know what a tabby is.
Good.
I really
So
don't.
the tabby boots are those boots that have like the split toe.
No. No.
know what
Child,
I'm
no,
talking about
yes.
now?
It's like a round toe and it's like
Yes.
look like Ninja Turtle feet. No.
I said horse feet, and they was like, "What?"
I didn't know. I'm sorry. No,
A lot
I'm
of girls did
good.
not like me for that comment,
Yeah.
but I stand 10 toes down on it. But a lot of people also agree with me. Like,
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna wear the ballet flat all day because I'm not wearing those. Okay, chunky platform or flat form?
I like the chunky.
Okay, I like both.
I have a lot of chunkies actually.
I do too. Lace up boots or zipper boots?
Give me a lace.
I love it. The detail. Ew.
Sexy.
Okay, thigh high or ankle boot?
Thigh high.
Me too. All day. Okay, espadrille sandal or slides?
Oh gosh. I'm gonna do a slide.
Me too. I'm not. I sometimes like, and I have a couple, but I rarely wear them. But I don't really like the basket weave. Like that's just not really my aesthetic.
Right.
Like it's cute on some people. It's just not really cute on me.
I think it's more my roots too, though. I like slides. I like thong slides. We call them chanclas in the Bronx. I like a just quick slide on.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, mules or loafers?
Ooh. That one's hard. I like them both.
I'm not wearing either one.
Really? Why?
I don't like really the look of loafers, and I hate my heel out if my toe isn't out.
I'm okay with it. I had a really nice pair of Jessica Simpsons that were pointed toe.
Yeah.
And they kind of wrapped around here, but the heel was out and it was bad.
And I think it's also because my foot not small, so like it just looked like
I'm a size 10,
like
girl.
it. I don't like it. Well, you rock them, girl. If I see them, I'll tell you. Cause all right, cowboy boots or combat boots?
I'm going to do a combat boot with a heel.
Ooh,
Yeah.
a lug heel? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like that. I'm definitely going to do a combat boot for sure. Classic athletic inspired sneaker or high fashion sneaker?
That's hard. Depends. I have some Sophia Webster sneakers.
Okay.
Yeah.
So a high fashion sneaker.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with a Nike or Adidas all day. I like the trend that these like Balenciagas and all of those, I don't like them.
Yeah, that
Those
I'm
dad
okay
shoes,
with. Yeah.
the shoes that they make look dirty, like I don't like them.
I'm okay on those,
I'ma
but
throw
I
a
do like
Converse
the
on.
Sophia Webster
Okay,
ones,
I
and
haven't actually seen them.
I will wear a pair of Nikes to the gym. That's what I'm saying. It just depends on where I'm going. What I'm
Okay,
doing.
cool. Before we wrap things up with Jessica, y'all know this is my favorite part of the episode. It's the style spotlight.
Flame fashion files, you know you drive me wild.
So today's style spotlight is Miss Jackson, Chantal Jackson, who you can find on IG as Miss Jackson. She is a shoe lover just like me and my girl Jessica. She also has her own shoe brand that will help you be comfortable in your shoes called Shoe Gummy. And I'm just so inspired by her. She has some of the most beautiful shoes and she's always featuring shoes. And her love for high heels is what made her create her brand Shoe Gummy. So check her out on IG and TikTok. And if you do, be sure to comment and tag us with Fashion Files to let her know that we sent y'all. All right, so this wraps up this episode. I want you guys to, of course, go follow Jessica. So Jessica, tell them how they can find you on social media.
So I am currently on Instagram at South Bronx Jess, Jess, spell out Bronx. So South Bronx Jess.
Awesome. And if you follow her there, you'll be able to see all of her updates so that you can follow along with where she is on her journey with launching or relaunching her shoe collection, Jessica George. So be sure to follow that so you'll know what's happening and you can be first in line to get these beautiful shoes when they launch. So I hope y'all enjoyed. Jessica, is anything else you want to tell the people before we get out of here?
No, but thank you for having me. I
Thank you for
appreciate
being
you,
here.
girl.
Okay, y'all. So until next time, stay stylish and keep that flame burning bright. Bye.
That's a wrap for today's episode of Fashion Files. We hope you found some inspiration and insight from our conversation today. Fashion is all about expression, and whether you're pushing boundaries or sticking to your signature style, remember to make it your own. Be bold, be fearless, and most of all, be you. We would appreciate it if you would rate, comment, and review the podcast. For more content, updates, behind the scenes, and style tips, follow us on our socials at I Love Flame, host Karis Reneé at Everything24Karis, and visit FlameFashionFiles.com. This show is hosted by Karis Reneé, produced by Erica Clark, and engineered by Podcast Carrie. Don't forget to subscribe and share with your fashion-forward friends. Until next time, stay stylish and keep that flame burning bright.
You know your style is gold. You know I'm sitting front row. I'm your biggest fan, just had to let you know. Just had to let you know. You know I'm sitting front row. I'm your biggest fan, just had to let you know. Just had to let you know.